This week, early voting began in Georgia's high-stakes Senate runoffs. Nearly 1 million votes have already been cast. That's in line with early voting numbers before the general election. Still, voting rights advocates are warning that changes in some counties could be suppressing turnout. NBCNews.com political reporter Jane Timm joins us now with more. Jane, one key issue is the reduced number of early voting sites, particularly in Georgia's Cobb and Hall counties. Cobb County is northwest of Atlanta. Hall County is farther from the city to the northeast. What's the concern there, and what's the response been to that concern?
So both of these counties saw pretty big cuts to how many early voting sites they've opened up compared to the general. So I think we're looking at half or less than half for each of these counties. Now, Cobb is really a key battleground for Democrats. It's getting a lot of attention because they cut 6 early voting sites. They said they're going to add in 2 more for the last week of early voting. But advocates say, we've worried these cuts were going to depress turnout, and they already are. So they say compared to the general election early voting turnout, they're seeing a dip. And other counties that haven't seen big cuts, like Fulton and DeKalb, they say they're seeing a big surge. So they know there's interest and appetite for a lot of early voting, and they're seeing cuts in these counties. And they say it's all due to these cuts in early voting sites, which have put lines in Cobb. And they're worried because these early voting sites that were cut, a lot of them were in more diverse areas with larger shares of Black and brown voters. And they don't want those voters to be the ones who are excluded from the process.
You've been reporting on how Georgia's voting laws could shape the electorate in these runoffs. What impact are they having?
I talked to a lot of advocates on the ground, the advocates who are out there trying to get people registered and engaged. And they say half the work is not just getting people excited, it's making sure their votes can count. They say Georgia has a lot of election laws that make their work kind of hard. So they have things like automatic voter registration, but it's for the driver's license system, which doesn't include everybody. They have early voting, but as we're talking about, the cuts make it hard for certain people. So advocates say, these laws are restrictive in a lot of ways. It's worth noting Republicans are calling for even more restrictive voting laws in the state right now.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.